Hello, welcome to T-Level Tactics and this series of videos for T-Level Digital Support Services. This first video is just an introduction for Root Core 1 Business Context, and we're going to be looking at a couple of things in this short video. First of all, we're going to take a look at what business context really means for digital support and why we're looking at it. We're going to have a bit of an overview, an outline of unit content that you'll encounter in these videos, and then also some additional resources that you might find helpful for your studies. Before we get started though, just a bit of a disclaimer. First of all, these videos are not endorsed or sponsored by any education institution or qualification awarding body. They are completely independent. Secondly, T-Level Tactics videos should not be used as a replacement to any classroom learning you might be receiving. This is because we think that the discussion you have with your peers and your lecturer will help to expand your thinking and comprehension, as well as the different activities that you'll do as well. Instead, we think that these materials are best used as preparation material or revision material to reinforce any learning you might be doing already. Also to note that these videos cover the same content and required knowledge for Root Core 1 of the T-Level Digital Business Services course. However, of course, they're going to be more contextualized towards IT support roles. Okay, let's move on then. So, what exactly does business context mean? Well, it's all about digital technologies in different types of businesses and organizations. And more specifically, it's about, well, how are they implemented and managed? What's the impact of these digital technologies upon organizations? How we can make sure we're using appropriate technology to meet the needs of our users, and also any internal and external influences to the organization that might affect this. But why do we need to learn about it? I'm sure you've signed up to an IT course, not a business course. Well, most IT workers in digital support will likely work in the IT service team of a business or organization. There will, of course, be people who work for their own businesses that provide support to others. But many of the vacancies are within already existing organizations. For instance, the NHS is quite a big employer of IT in the United Kingdom. Understanding how these organizations work is key. Understanding exactly how they're structured, the kinds of people that you're likely to encounter, and also some issues that you might encounter in your work. This unit also has some great links with other parts of the course as well. You'll find links with Root Core 8, Legislation, Root Core 9, Planning, Root Core 10, Security, and Pathway Core 2, Communication if you're studying digital support services. The Pathway Core element doesn't appear if you're studying digital business services. Okay, let's take a look at what you're likely to encounter in these videos. This is quite a large unit on the course. It's certainly one of the biggest, if not the biggest, and so there's quite a lot that we need to go through. Here's a quick look. We'll look at the types of organizations and stakeholders within the business environment, key factors that can influence the business environment, the measurable value of digitalization to a business, the influence and impact of digitalization within a business context and market environment, the role of technical change management in digital operational integrity. We'll discover a little bit more about what change management is, the components of technical change management. We'll also look at factors that drive change and a range of methods organizations can apply in response to it, the steps that organizations will need to take to respond to change, the value of digital services to customers and end users, that'll be both within organizations and outside of them, the considerations we need to make of meeting these customer needs, any risks and implications of those risks to organizations, the purpose and applications of codes of conduct, and also a little bit of cybersecurity when we look at types of hackers and the implications of hacking and non-compliance with codes of conduct as well. Okay, last bit of this short video before we can move on and get started properly. Just some useful resources for you. Now, in terms of what you'll need, well, you could just listen to this and follow along with the videos, but I really recommend that you do so with a laptop or a desktop computer. And on that laptop or desktop computer, you'll need an Office package of some sort, whether it's Microsoft 365, Google Documents, or similar. Now, it really doesn't matter if you've got a Chromebook, a Windows machine, or an Apple Mac device, as long as it's something that you're comfortable using that you could do some multitasking on. I'd also recommend having a notepad and pen to hand as well, just because it's sometimes easier and quicker just to write something down than it is to make sure you've got it in the right place in a document. Now, there are some more useful links and some other help that you can find. First of all, the qualification T-Level Digital Support Services is brought to you by NCFE. They are the awarding body who at the end of a T-level course will go through your exam content, they'll go through all of your project work, and they will grant a grade at the end of it, provided you are studying this with a school or a college. I'd recommend going onto their website, downloading the qualification specification from them, and you'll find all of those unit content points in that specification, and you'll also find things like past papers, which can really help you out. There is also a textbook produced by Hodder Education that you can get. You can find that one on Amazon. It's titled Digital T-Level, Digital Support Services and Digital Business Services Core, and you can copy that ISBN number just there, paste that into Amazon or any other book provider, and you'll be able to find that one. There is also another book I would recommend that is useful for the whole course and not just this unit. It is a textbook by Axelos called ITIL Foundation, ITIL 4 edition. And there's the ISBN number there for that as well. Now, lots of the things that you'll learn in this unit and other units on the T-Level Support Services course will be general concepts that you can apply to various different scenarios. But ITIL is something that's recognised and really well thought of in the UK and will help you to contextualise that learning into a more specific method of doing things. So I really recommend that one. Now, there is, of course, the Patreon for T-Level Tactics as well, and if you head on to there are additional resources, downloadable tasks and guides that will go with every video that we produce, and there is also, already on there, a free progress and revision checklist for this unit that anybody can download, so please do go onto the Patreon and take a look at that. Okay, so we've reached the end of this very short video, and we've defined what business context is, what that means for digital support. We've taken a look at the unit content, and we've just taken a look at those other useful bits that you can take a look at as well. Now, in the next video, we are going to get started with the unit content properly. We're going to look at those organization types first of all. If you are studying T-Level in Digital Support Services, subscribe to the channel so you can keep up to date with videos, and this can help you outside of the classroom. And also, again, take a look at the Patreon. There will be additional resources and task sheets on there that will match the videos and the content we're looking at that you can download as we go. Thanks, and see you next time.